Catapult Athlete Monitoring gives us the ability to better prepare our athletes by allowing us to check our work objectively and learn more about how we periodize loads through the season.
So Catapult has been really helpful in a couple ways. One, as the primary medical provider for the men's indoor team, we are often finding ourselves in positions to return an athlete to full performance, not just for them to be on the court, but for them to be at their full performance. And in order to do that, we have to put together plans that progressively, strategically load them so they can build up resilience over time to come back to performance in a safe way. And Catapult helps us do that much more precisely. The objective information is very helpful when we're strategizing on overall high intensity load, jumps, intensity of jumps, and we can really strategically load the athletes to make them durable and resilient to be able to withstand the rigors of playing their sport. Two, it really has helped the communication with the coaches about practice planning. Planning practices is a huge part of the team and individual development as volleyball players, and the coaches have a lot of things that they're trying to work on, and enabling them to write those plans with proper loading strategies is very, very helpful. And it's a safety check in a sense. It can be a safety check for the coaches. Here was my intent of this practice and the intent of the intensity and the load of this practice. And they have the good old-fashioned eyeball test, and the experience can tell them about these practices and the intensities. But the objective data can really just provide a little bit of a safety check to see if what they intended to do, they actually did do. So those are the two main areas for Catapult: the return to performance and the safety check of practice planning.
We have learned a ton in the last couple of years, gathered a lot of real-world data, especially in terms of competition, all through World Championship, along with a lot of practice data. And so we have gotten very finely tuned in terms of being able to specify and reach certain workloads. Typically, those would be for the equivalent of a 3-set, 4-set, or 5-set match, depending on the day of the week and depending on how we periodize our training. This year in 2024, particularly focused on high intensity player load. There's 4 bands. The lower 2 bands, the lower 50% of intensity, I guess would be called bands 1 and 2, and we've been focusing a lot more on bands 3 and 4. And we've figured out a really nice system for what that means in terms of the amount of volleyball that we play, especially when we get into the most important part of our practice, which is the 6-on-6 component in the second half, or the second or the later 60% plus of practice. So we've been gotten really fine-tuned with that, and we feel like we're doing better than ever at helping our, ultimately the goal is to help our team train the right amount. Not overtrain and not undertrain, but train the right amount. That's key for us, and Catapult has been a big help with that.
My name is Dr. Peter Vent, and I serve as USA Volleyball's Chief of Sport. Catapult has become an important tool to support our men's and women's national teams. We've been using the system for about 2 years with our indoor national teams, and during that time it's enabled us to objectively measure and analyze the physical demands placed on our athletes during both competition and training. These metrics enable our coaches and medical staff to make more informed, evidence-based decisions that have allowed our athletes to train and compete at the highest levels of the international game. We use Catapult on a daily basis to catalog and quantify the intensity of various training drills and activities. This detailed understanding has allowed us to fine-tune and individualize training by player and position and optimize each athlete's workload while minimizing the risk of injury. If and when injuries have occurred, the Catapult data has supported our return-to-play protocols and ensured that our athletes are fully prepared for the rigors of international competition. In essence, the Catapult Vector system has greatly enhanced our approach to athlete management and enables us to optimize training, enhance performance, and ultimately, we believe will increase our chances of success on the world stage. As we continue to prepare for the most important competition of the year, the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, Catapult remains an important part of our quest for Olympic gold.